Yo, have you ever had beef with your in-laws? You should probably watch what we're about to say. Why are you nodding so much? You had beef with my parents?
I was actually thinking about having deer with your parents.
Oh, we've had venison. We've had venison. So I grew up hunting, right? I grew up hunting, and I remember the first time. If you're from Pita, you should probably stop this video.
Pita.
What?
Pita.
I love Pita. Some people call them gyros. So if you're, so I remember I grew up hunting, and one time I was hunting a deer, and it was my first time ever shooting a deer, first time ever, and I didn't know the rules. And my dad gave me it was a 410 shotgun. I had to break it in half, and you put the bullet in, but it was a single shot. And I saw a deer, and I shot him, and nobody explained to me when you shoot a deer. I thought when you shoot an animal, it's like on TV, they just fall over, blang. He kept running, so I was chasing him. And then when he laid down, this is very dramatic. I kept shooting him too because I thought he wasn't supposed to.
Oh no!
Anyway, we just had salami only because there were some shells. It just wasn't. I don't know how we even got there.
I'm sorry for anybody.
So the question was, do you have venison with your in-laws?
Yes, the question is, how do you manage when your spouse?
Who asked the question?
This is from Instagram. Nah, girl.
Nah, girl. That's your name? Nah, girl. Cool.
Yes. How do you manage when your spouse is not getting along with your family?
Ooh, nah, girl. How do you do that?
You just get some popcorn and watch. I don't. No.
Yeah. How do you manage?
Well.
Whatever you're into. No, that's not true. That's not what we're saying. So how do you manage that? Wow.
We have not had this experience.
Yeah, not that she's aware of. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. That's not true.
However, it doesn't really change based on who the people are. If your spouse is not getting along with anybody in your life, it might be your kids or a friend or auntie, whatever. I think for you, the most productive thing to find out is how bothered are you by it, and is it taking away your joy? If it's taking away your joy, then you can do something about that, and it doesn't involve your spouse or your parents at all.
Yeah, the cool part about looking at you first is, let's say your parents and your spouse have a conflict, right? And then if you also have a conflict because they got a conflict, this is you right here. I don't know why you're so short, but this is you right here. Now you're adding to the conflict. Am I in a gang when I do this? Now you're adding to the conflict. They already had theirs, but if you can find peace, like if you can get clarity and understand and not let this situation trigger you or push your button, now you'll have more resolve as to how to find out how to bring peace. Mm-hmm. But if that situation that upsets each of them also upsets you, it's going to be extremely hard to get any sort of resolution.
Right.
So you want to get internally curious first, and then you'll be in a better position to quench their thirst.
Blessed are the
It just rhymed.
Blessed are the peacemakers, but you can't be a peacemaker if you don't have it yourself.
Ooh.
So you have to have the peace yourself first, because if you go in without peace, it's like gasoline on fire. You're not thinking clearly, you're not representing clearly, you're not representing Christ or the Holy Spirit or anything like that, because you're triggered too. And so if you want to have the maximum impact in this conflict, you have to be free first.
Yeah, peace does not come from changing your circumstances. Peace is evidence when you don't allow your circumstances to change you.
And then you'll be able to hear more clearly what the Holy Spirit is telling you to do in the situation.
Boom. So with that being said, that's awesome. If you want to measure the joy, if you want to get your joy score and find out how much joy you have in your marriage, you should take our marriage joy quiz. It's awesome, and where to get it? And it's free. It don't cost nothing if you act now. Well, or later on today too. How do they do the marriage joy quiz?
You can go to funnyhowmarriageworks.com/joy score.
Joy score. Get your joy score on. Get your joy score. Joy score. Does that kind of let you know what year I grew up in when I go because I don't think they do that anymore.
They don't.
Yeah. Well, I guess I should go take a joy score because I just jacked mine up. Deuces, you guys are awesome.